kids. Okay, now let us find out whether these girls, they meet Wanda or not when they reached their house. So there was no doubt about it. The Petronskis were gone. How could they ever make amends? Okay, to make amends, see the meaning of this phrase, to show that one is sorry by doing something good. So how could they make amends? Okay, so they should not do good things by when someone is sorry, you should not escape from that place being good. Okay, so they turned slowly and made their way back down the hill. They found that Petronskis were not there, so they made their way to their home. Well, anyway, said Peggy, she's gone now, so what can we do? Besides, when I was asking her about all her dresses, she probably was getting good ideas for her drawings. She might have not even have won the contest otherwise. So while returning to their home, Peggy says she was trying to cover up the thing by saying that Wanda would not have won the competition if Peggy would not have teased her. So she is after all taking the credit that Wanda had won the contest because of her teasing. Otherwise, Peggy would have won. Okay, so because she teased her, so Wanda won. So Maddie turned this idea carefully over in her head, for if there were anything in it, she would not have to feel so badly. But that night she could not get to sleep. She thought about Wanda and her faded blue dress and the little house she had lived in. And she thought of the glowing pictures those 100 dresses made, all lined up in the classroom. At last Maddie sat up in bed and pressed her forehead tight in her hands and really thought. This was the hardest thinking she had ever done. After a long time, she reached an important conclusion. What was the conclusion? She was never going to stand by and say nothing again. Okay, what? About what? So when she reached home, Maddie reached home, she was all thinking about Wanda, because somewhere she was regretting and she wanted to express her feelings to Wanda that she was sorry for not supporting her. But after all, unfortunately, she couldn't convey her message to Wanda, and that is why she was feeling very heavy from within. Okay, and she could not sleep. After thinking so much, she decided, she came to a conclusion, and that conclusion was she was going to stand by and say she's going to speak up for that person. Okay, for that person, not against that person who is being teased. If she never heard anybody picking on someone because they were funny looking or because they had strange names, she would speak up, even if it meant losing Peggy's friendship. She had no way of making things right with Wanda, but from now on, she would never make anybody else that unhappy again. Now she had taken an oath that she is going to support that person who is being teased by anyone. That anyone, maybe it may be Peggy, then Maddie is going to support that person, and she is going to raise her voice even against Peggy if she is teasing that person by his or her name. So she made a decision over here. On Saturday, Maddie spent the afternoon with Peggy. They were writing a letter to Wanda Petronsky. It was just a friendly letter telling about the contest and telling Wanda she had won. They told her how pretty her drawings were, and they asked her if she liked where she was living and if she liked her new teacher. They had meant to say they were sorry, but ended it up with their just writing a friendly letter, the kind they would have written to any good friend, and they signed it with lots of tens for love. Okay, they mailed the letter to Boggins Height, writing, "Please forward on the envelope." Days passed and there was no answer, but the letter did not come back. So maybe Wanda had received it. Perhaps she was so hurt and angry that she was not going to answer. So what happened on Saturday? On Saturday, Maddie and Peggy, both of them, they wrote a letter to Wanda Petronsky, where they have mentioned that she had won the drawing competition and all her drawings were very nice. But they had meant actually to write sorry about, okay, in that letter, but they didn't mention any sorry about that, but they ended up just writing as of any friendly letter, and they mailed it to Wanda Petrinsky to Boggins Height. Okay, and it was written please forward on the envelope. So days passed by, there was no response from Wanda. Okay, and they thought that Wanda might be so angry and hurt that she might have received, but she was so angry that she didn't really bother to reply to that letter. You could not blame her. Weeks went by and still Wanda did not answer. Peggy had begun to forget the whole business, and Maddie put herself to sleep at night making speeches about Wanda, defending her from great crowds of girls who were trying to tease her with how many dresses have you got. And before Wanda could press her lips together in a tight line the way she did before answering, Maddie would cry out, "Stop!" Then everybody would feel ashamed the way she used to feel. So after that incident, Wanda even didn't answer. Days, weeks passed by. Okay, and Peggy here, she forgot everything about that incident about Wanda. But Maddie, every night before sleeping, she used to speak to God about Wanda, and in her thoughts she used to imagine Wanda standing alone and looking at those girls teasing her, asking her about her dresses. She would interrupt. She would think in that way that she would have interrupted and she would have stopped those girls from teasing Wanda, and everybody would feel ashamed of themselves for teasing Wanda. So she used to think. Maddie didn't forget anything about Wanda, but Peggy did. Now it was Christmas time and there was snow on the ground. Christmas bells and a small tree decorated the classroom. On the last day of the school before the holidays, the teacher showed the class a letter she had received that morning. So on the Christmas day, which was the last day before the holidays, and the classroom was decorated by Christmas tree, and the teacher, Miss Masson, she had received a letter that morning and she wanted to share that letter with the classroom. You remember Wanda Petrinsky, the gifted little artist who won the drawing contest? Well, she has written me and I'm glad to know where she lives because now I can send her medal. I want to read her letter to you. So that day in the morning, Miss Masson had received the letter from Wanda and she was very happy to know where she actually lived and she could send her the medal. And she wished to read that letter in front of the class. The class sat up with a sudden interest and listened intently. Dear Miss Masson, how are you and room 13? Please tell the girls they can keep those 100 dresses because in my new house I have 100 new ones all lined up in my closet. I would like that girl, Peggy, to have the drawing of the green dress with the red trimmings and her friend Maddie to have the blue one. For Christmas, I miss that school and my new teacher does not equalize with you. Merry Christmas to you and everybody. Yours truly, Wanda Petrinsky. So in that letter, she had mentioned that all the dresses should be given to the girls of room 13 and specially to Peggy, the green dress with red trimmings, and to Maddie, the blue dress. She had designed those two dresses specially for Maddie and Peggy. On the way home from school, Maddie and Peggy held their drawings very carefully. All the houses had wreaths and holly in the windows. Outside the grocery store, hundreds of Christmas trees were stacked, and in the window, candy peppermint sticks and cornucopias of shiny transparent paper was strung. The air smelled like Christmas and light shining everywhere reflected different colors on the snow. So this was the indication that it was a Christmas day. Everywhere you will find Christmas trees, decorations and stars and lights and balls and colors everywhere. It was lighting was there, which showed that Christmas was approaching. Boy, said Peggy, this shows she really likes us. It shows she got our letter and this is her way of saying that everything is all right. And that's that. I hope so, said Maddie sadly. She felt sad, but she knew she would never see the little tight-lipped, polished girl again and couldn't ever really make things right between them. So Peggy was very calm and cool because she thought that yes, Wanda had offered her two dresses to her two friends because she had forgiven them, okay, and she was relaxed, okay, she was happy. But Maddie was somewhere in her heart she was sad because she was regretting she couldn't make everything right between them. She went home and she pinned her drawing over a torn place in the pink flowered wallpaper in the bedroom. The shabby room came alive from the brilliancy of the colors. Maddie sat down on her bed and looked at the drawing. She had stood by and said nothing, but Wanda had been nice to her. Anyway, I'm sorry. Tears blurred her eyes, and she gazed for a long time at the picture. Then hastily she rubbed her eyes and studied it intently. The colors in the dress were so vivid that she had scarcely noticed the face and head of the drawing. But it looked like her, Maddie. It really looked like her. Her own mouth. Why it really looked like her own self. Wanda had really drawn this for her. Excitedly, she ran over to Peggy. When Maddie she reached home, she pinned the drawing on the wallpaper, and she literally started crying because of the reason she couldn't meet her. But when she looked carefully, she observed the drawing. She got something interesting to know about it. Because of the vibrant color of the dress, what Wanda has colored with, she couldn't see the head, the face, the mouth of the girl who was wearing that blue dress. And when she carefully looked at it, she came to know that face belonged to her. That face was of Maddie. That means Wanda had already drawn that sketch for Maddie. That dress was really meant for Maddie, and she was really very excited, and she ran over to Peggy's house. Peg, she said, let me see your picture. What's the matter? Asked Peg as they clattered up to her room where Wanda's drawing was lying face down on the bed. I'm so sorry. Maddie carefully raised it. Look, she drew you. That's you, she exclaimed. And the head and the face of this picture did look like Peggy. And the picture, the sketch, the dress which was offered to Peggy by Wanda, the sketch, the face of that green dress belonged to Peggy. That was same like Peggy. Okay, what did I say? Said Peggy. She must have really liked us anyway. So Wanda liked Peggy and Maddie. She wanted to make friendship with them, but both of them, they didn't even bother about that time when they were teasing her. So she gifted those dresses to them. Yes, she must have, agreed Maddie, and she blinked away the tears that came every time she thought of Wanda standing alone in that sunny spot. I'm so sorry, in the schoolyard, looking stolidly over at the group of laughing girls after she had walked off. After she had said, sure, 100 of them, all lined up. So, this was the story of Wanda, Peggy and Maddie. So, this thing teaches us you should not tease anybody by his or her name. Don't feel others feel like don't make others feel like they are inferior. Okay, and you don't be superior on place. Everyone is same over here, equal over here. No one has got any gifted thing from God. No one is special over here. If anyone is special, then everyone is special. If anyone has inferior thing in him or her, then everyone is it. If anyone thinks he is superior or she is superior, then everyone is superior, because we all are same. We have not got any right to tease anyone. Okay, so please don't make others feel ashamed for being with you. Okay, so this is the moral of the story: to be kind and generous to others. Be friend with all. Okay, accept people how they are, irrespectful of their name or whatever kind of dresses they wear, where do they live, which caste, religion they belong to, whether they are rich or poor. No, it doesn't matter. After all, we are human beings and we should meet others being a human. Okay, so this is the moral of this story. I hope you have understood and liked the story of Wanda, the 100 dresses of both the parts. Please watch all the videos of both the parts. Go through the lesson in the textbook. Go through the summary. Try to understand it in a better way. And please leave your comments in the comment box. Until then, bye.